Hello, guys. Please confirm that you can hear me, Peter. Confirm that you can hear me. Please unmute, Ebenezer.
I can hear you, sir.
I can see Gloria.
I can hear you, sir. Well done, sir.
Okay, and you can see me. Okay, great. I just want to double check. I'm not still comfortable with the quality of the video. Let me just give me 1 sec. Okay, guys, so let's wait for 1 or 2 more people. I'll see my lights. Okay, I think it's better. Let me try and also quickly use the lights. We'll start in, what's the time now? We just wait for 1 minute more, then we start. I want to see how we can do this. No, not more than a couple of minutes. How's our day been, our week been? Shows that you've had a very productive week. You know. Sorry, guys, let me just see how we can use. want to see how. Okay. I think it's a bit brighter now. Let me see how it looks.
Yeah, it's clearer now.
Yeah. How to quickly use the lights so that it will be good. Not sure. Let me see. Cutting on my head. So I think it's better now, right? Yeah. So, what do you guys think? Should we move the meeting from Sunday? Because I'm looking at people's participation in the last 1 month, because there's always a need for us to always double check on what we're doing and be sure. So what do you guys think? You can unmute. Should we change the time of the training? What should we do as we plan for the new month? Is Sunday comfortable, for you guys?
Sunday is okay.
Okay.
Sunday is okay.
Yeah. So what you can also do is that if you're a realtor on this call, you can quickly just share this link on your status. What I want to share tonight, I believe there's a reason why I want to share this topic about alternative ways that people can make money within the real estate sector without necessarily going out of the sector. Because I realized that the reason why a lot of people are not really focused or doing the things they're supposed to do is because they are so divided. I see a lot of realtors, sell different things, post different things on their status. For me, I don't think that's how, if you want to achieve results, that's what you should do. But however, of course, I get it. A lot of people need to make money, A lot of people need to make money. But there are clever ways for us to go about it. Sorry, guys. Okay, so let's just start. There'll be recording available. People can watch later, but I just believe that this spur of the moment conversation is pretty much effective. But however, of course, and also people might have events and everything. Yeah. I must finish this meeting within an hour because I need to go into another meeting by 8. So let's see how we can quickly finish this, okay? Yeah, so I think we should be able to cover this in like 50 minutes or less, Yeah, good evening, everyone. My name is Damilola. I'm the CEO at Upper Light Group. And of course, I'm a realtor myself. Why? Because I sell properties. So anytime I come on this platform of the Upper Light Academy to train, especially if it's realtor facing, then I'm talking to you as a realtor. So I don't share theory. Okay, I'm a practitioner myself. So you need to pay attention to whatever I'm sharing. I've sold millions and millions, hundreds of millions in real estate. So I know what I'm talking about. I've assisted also even in closing sales. I've been there and done that in the last 8 years consciously for property marketing, but more extensively in sales in the last about 18 years. I've been involved with sales. Okay, so I can say I'm an authority when it comes to real estate sales and sales generally. So it will make sense for you to pay attention to some things I'm going to share tonight. But tonight's focus for me is that I really want realtors to succeed. Okay, I look at it. One of the major problems when it comes to real estate sales for most people is lack of focus. Lack of focus. And I get it. I understand it. A lot of you need to pay bills. A lot of you need to, to meet your daily expenses. Real estate sales can be somewhat difficult. At times can take time. Okay. Even though in previous sessions, we taught you about how to make sure that you don't have that, gap in timing. Okay. Because a lot of you, the way you handle real estate, the reason why you have gap is because you don't follow what I share. I call it the principle of the third, okay? What does that mean? The real deal in real estate is closing deals, right? But that should not constitute the bulk of your time or how you spend your time, energy, and resources. 33% of your time should be spent closing sales, which means that if you do it properly, per time, per week, or let's say per month, at least you should be closing one sales minimum. And of course, it depends. Your goal determine the frequency and the quantum of activity that you need to use, in real estate. Do you get what I mean? So if, for example, you realize that, okay, 200K can meet your basic need, okay, then what you need to do is to sell minimum of 2 million, or in this instance, for some products, we give our products at 15%. So to make 200, all you need to do is to do a sale of what's 15% of 2 million. So you need to do less than 2 million to even earn a 200K. So this thing is no rocket science, okay? The second part of it is always be nurturing. A lot of you run Facebook ad and you think that's all there is to clients. Because I can tell you categorically, all these things are lazy approach, because a lot of you don't really want to focus on what it takes to actually do sales. And by the way, when you are running sales, you can't only use all those digital marketing. In any case, almost everybody's using it. So what's going to make you different? A lot of people are lazy too. They are trying to avoid facing clients, confronting, meeting new people. When I go into a new space, as bold as I am, I don't like talking to people. When I go into plane, when I go to event, when I'm in the lobby of an hotel, I don't like, because I don't want to be pushy. Maybe I don't want rejection, okay? But if you're going to succeed in sale, that's what you have to do. Because essentially, you don't sell to ghosts, you sell to human beings, okay? So you must always be nurturing. The other third component is that you must always be prospecting. So you can't just say, I see a lot of people, they are one prospect, or one client, one prospect, let me put it that way, realtor. They are just talking to one person. So they will now focus their energy so much on that one person that they will be frustrated, or the person is not picking their call, or the person altogether feel they are stressing it. So per time, you should have people. By the time you focus, imagine on Monday, you focus on always be the prospecting side of your business. On Tuesday, you focus on always be nurturing side of the clients that you have. On Wednesday, you focus on closing. Then you do it like that in a circle. You remember, by the time you now do on Thursday, you go back to the person that you are prospecting, which should be new set of people. Because once you move from prospecting, you should move into nurturing. Then you go back on Friday. You have to, from that Wednesday, for you to go back to a prospect you are chasing, it will take you Saturday. So with that, you've left space so that the person does not feel choked. However, let's leave that, because that's not the focus of what we have today. But I'm just sharing with you how you can save yourself from all sort of frustration. But today, I want to tell you guys that while you are waiting for that big sales, to sell a house, to sell to sell a land, which are high-ticket items. And it's even going to be compounded if you're trying to sell a house. An average, depending on where you're selling in Lagos now, an average house will start from 25 million. You know, how or where do people get money? How do they get 25 million? So what's the number of people that can afford 25 million in Nigeria? You know, I came through something today. There's this lady, Dr. Ola Brown. She's the owner of Flying Doctor, but she also runs a venture capital firm. And she was showing something about the whole concept of addressable markets in Nigeria. You cannot believe, you know. I'm even seeing something on our group now. Let me screenshot this. Let me just go and show you. I don't know if you guys can see this. She has always been saying, guys, let us keep our expectation. Because in Nigeria, we have so many, we don't have, our addressable market is small. Our addressable market is small. Let me see a post so that you can understand what I'm saying. Images. Let me see. Because she's always posting this so that people can understand how the market is. I can see it now. I don't know. See, Nigeria has a very large population, but a tiny consumer market. Now, this is total number of people. That's millions capable of spending $10 daily. You can't believe this. In Nigeria, is only 3.7 people out of 200 million that can afford $10 in a day, to spend $10 in a day. That's to show you the disposable income that people have. So that you guys can understand. Of course, this is not supposed to be an excuse for you not to make sales. But I'm just showing you. In Ghana, that has 32 million people. But they have higher number of people that can spend $10 per day, which is 5.2 million. In South Africa, they have 60 million as population, and about 15.9%, which is 16% of their country base can afford to spend $10 per day. $10 per day is actually around 8,000 naira in Nigeria. So that's the reason. A lot of you, it's not village people that is following you, that are not able to pull sales. Our only consolation at times in the real estate sector will be Nigerian diaspora. And they also have bills to pay. I don't know if you have any family, any relative, you know, abroad that you are trying to sell to, are trying to get something from. You will know that it can be very difficult for them to, a lot of them went with high hopes, projection. A lot of you on this call, I know, you are planning to jackpot. God will help you. But you need to understand that it's not all rosy as it's being painted or as people think in their head. The whole concept around jackpotting will be that, you know, this whole idea that if you're in love with a lady, even there are blind spot, even with a guy, there are blind spots that you will see or you intentionally ignore. You know, your brain, your chemical will have suspended your brain to proper reasoning. There's no place in the world that anything is easy, okay? But with the right strategy in place, you can actually survive. So what are the things that you can do while you're waiting for these big sales? Because they will not always come. At times, things will be even slow. One of the things I like about some realtors that made it in this industry, and I know a couple of them, and you'll be amazed. That's why the reason at times some of them chill. You don't know. In those days where they made a lot of money, they've invested in, they bought property themselves. So I know somebody, we've had that conversation before, she has shortlets. So she got some set of flats when she used to make a lot of whatever, and she makes money from those shortlets. So you'll be amazed. But that leads me actually to the first part of the industry that you can actually make money. What I'm saying is that it is difficult. So for me, even as a businessman lately, I had to break some things that are not real estate related. I yanked it off. There was a startup I did in December that I spent a lot of money and it was not easy, and it's my pet project. And I've not even made any money per se. And people have started making inquiries because it took me some weeks of settling it up and all of that. But I came to a realization one day, okay, it's actually a clothing business. I started my clothing line. I told myself, how many clothes do I want to make a margin of what I'll make maybe if I sell one plot of land? So because the problem is that most of us dissipate, and trust me, I understand. A lot of you after this call will still not do what I asked you to do. A lot of you will say something like, he doesn't understand what I'm saying. See, it is difficult. It is better for you to focus on one direction and consolidate on it or related businesses than to disperse your energy. So if you are doing clothing and you are doing real estate, you have to learn about clothing. If you are doing fringes or what do they call it, or makeup, then you are doing real estate. You are dividing your attention. You can't be a Tara Duyotoye. Yes, you can't be a Nola. Do you understand? Or you can't be a confidence Achodo. These people, the people that achieve success in life, they focus on one thing until successful, which is actually the definition of focus. Focus on one thing until successful. However, like we said, they are related or auxiliary services within any sector that you pay that you can actually take advantage of, okay? And one of it is you can be a short-let agent. Because so rather than chasing some of this cash, because what you do when you stay in a sector is that you aggregate knowledge faster. There's this whole concept of 10,000 hours concept that if you spend and study for 10,000 hours, you will become an authority in a particular industry. So you don't want to disperse your energy. For now, everything I'm reading, everything I'm thinking and I'm doing is around real estate. However, I'm not only studying on land banking, I'm studying on commercial real estate, I'm studying on industrial real estate, I'm studying on hospitality real estate. Do you get what I mean? But they are related. You see, Dangote, it goes into consumer markets. Even though it seems like sugar and salt is not the same, but their core concept is the same. Petrochemical plant, which is launching tomorrow, they are the same. It's a mass market approach. It's selling to the same set of people. It's the same set of people that will buy sugar and salt from Dangote, that will buy petrol. Do you guys get the whole idea? So you must be able to find a way of consolidating your life. So one of the first thing I'm going to tell you guys is one of the areas within the sector that you can, while you are waiting for the big money in sales of land, sales of house, is shortlets. With shortlets, you can actually per day make like 5 or 10K. And that market is easy. So rather than post different things, another problem with not focusing and doing multiple businesses that when it comes to the time people are supposed to patronize any of these businesses, they are confused because they don't know which one to patronize you for. However, imagine you post a house in Ekpe, a land in Ekpe, you post a land in Ibeju, you post a land maybe in Shogotedo, then you now post shortlets. Everything is still around real estate. And you can make 5,000, 10,000 naira. If an average commission on shortlet is 10K. Another thing you can even do to make it easy, a lot of you have sold to clients in the past. The only thing you have done is to just show them, is to just make them buy the house. How about telling them that you can help them optimize that property? You can turn some of your clients' property that you sold into past. A lot of them have even gone back abroad. As a matter of fact, the rule, if you are on this call and you are selling house, you should be able to find a way the client will make above market average on that property so that you can even encourage him to buy next. If you do normal rentals cannot fetch you more than 10%, maximum 12%. But shortlet, if it's well managed, can take the clients in terms of return on investment close to 25 or 30%. Okay, bearing that they manage the energy. Energy level is what we also, even if you have occupancy of just half of the year, which is around 180 days, I mean, 365 days, by time divided by 2, 365, 300 divided by 150, about 160 days. The client will be able to make money from that, and you can make money. The second level in estate, in still talking about shortlet, is that you can actually add management to it. So you are not just been a shortlet agent to several shortlet platforms like Shortlet Homes, shortlet.ng, or individuals that are shortlet managers. The second level is that you can be a shortlet manager yourself, even though you must be ready for all the wala. But the good thing is that if you can perfect your being a shortlet manager, you know what you have added, apart from being a shortlet agent, what a shortlet manager affords you the opportunity to be or to learn is for you to learn facility management. Because as a shortlet manager, not only are you handling onboarding of clients, you'll be handling the whole housekeeping, and management of that facility. And trust me, you can start from one. If you are faithful, people will recommend you. Do you understand? If you are faithful, you are meticulous, you are returning the client's, the landlord's money to him as you are making remittance. You don't know if they have another house, they can give it to you. So if you are clever, with shortlet alone, if you rent shortlet out for 10 days, you make 100K. There was a time last year, is it 2021? I would think so, or 2022. Is it 2030? I think it's 2022. In 2022, but of course, I don't like chasing small money. And it's okay because I'm a developer also. So my context is a bit different from you guys. But I remember there was a time I got a shortlet for a client. And I know I earned about 400K in that transaction. The money was actually about 3 million or something because the clients came from UK. Some of them came from Abuja to do you can't even believe the funeral that they came to do happened in Ijebu in Agoiwe, okay? But they had to first come to Lagos, settle in, prepare, and all of that. 3 weeks, about 3 weeks or a month was what they used. Then the shortlet was a Lekki one. I think I eventually got it for them for, I think 120 per day or something. But I shall know that I made about 300, 350 thereabouts. And that's good money. But I'm not even saying, some of you might not even get it in one tranche. You can get booking for a day, booking for 2 days. All those 10K, 20K, they can close the gap while you are waiting to consolidate yourself. So you don't have to expand, stress yourself, start doing things outside of the industry. So the first point is being a shortlet agent or a shortlet manager, facility manager, okay? That can fetch you some money. The second thing I want to talk about, which is very, very easy. A lot of you don't know how easy it is. It's extremely easy. Extremely easy. Is what I call real estate supply services. Gosh, this industry can fetch you all the money that even if you sell 100 boxers, you might not get it. What do you do in real estate supply services? You supply cement, block, rod, doors, what do we call it? Wood, interlocking to real estate developers. Now, a lot of you are selling for real estate development company. Even if they are not building, for the land, at least they are doing infrastructure on the land. They are doing fencing. And so long as you can get it for a price that's very competitive, you can actually literally work. And a lot of you have relationship with the developers. You have relationship with their accountant or whoever is in charge in their system. There's a land that we have about 5 acres. My infrastructure engineer, I think he's on this call also, gave me the budget of 27 million just for fencing and some sand filling. 27 million. That's just for 5 acres of land. Most of these other bigger developers, they have land that is 20 acres, 30 acres. To do fencing of 30 acres alone, you need about 60 million. So in the value chain, a lot of people are making money. So the whole idea is that what you just need to do is to go and find a good producer or even a supplier of that. Tell them, of course, that you want to supply. So you can't supply at the rates that they will use to supply to the company. So they can give you 1 naira, 2 naira, depending, or 3 naira, or 10 naira, or 5 naira. Any developer, in fact, you can do it to the extent that you can actually maybe get it less. If you do your rights, that's what we call sourcing. Every developer wants to save money. You can go to somebody that is doing interlocking and say, see, I have this pipeline of about 10 developers. I've spoken to them and they said if I can get a rock bottom price. So long as you are giving the guy volume, he's ready, he will be able to discount you. And you tell the guy up front, if you are not getting a good deal, you don't patronize him. Guy, I'm supposed to supply. Imagine that you supply 1,000 blocks. 1,000 blocks and you make, let me do the math. 1,000 blocks and you make 1,000 blocks, right? And you make 5 naira on each block. That's 5,000 naira. And how many, you can't believe what a 1,000 block would do. And of course, imagine you can get 10 naira. And I know it's very possible, or more than that, on it as a markup. Cement, the same thing. Go to a major dealer. Tell them that you have good pipeline. They will give you a very good discount. But however, you might not even want to do it on cement because it is causing some of it. There's interlocking, there's just a whole lot. There are some people in this industry, all they do is to supply doors. So by the time you even vary some of those supply, you will see the one that the profit margin is good and you can specialize in it. The good thing is that you don't even need to supply 3 or 5 products. You can experiment, and over time, what do? You look at it, the one that makes most sense, and you focus on it. So trust me, you can actually make a lot of money from supply services. You can make a whole lot of money from supply services while you wait for your big money to come. This is a sector that is a subsector in real estate that there's still massive. In fact, if you do it very well, it could be the case that eventually you can actually leave being a realtor to be a supplier. Trust me. Because with that, every single day, go and check, especially if you can relate with a developer that builds. If you can relate with all developers that build and they are building 100 units, trust me, some of them, they need almost 10 different people to supply them block. There are times when I'm with my friend, he's building, that you'll be saying that they can't even get enough cement or enough block to be brought on site. You know, and you can actually, you know, even for clearing, you can actually manage that. The slide that we have currently that we're working, we're doing manual clearing. Who did we give the work to? We gave it to the vendor. The person we bought from was actually using somebody to clear. And we just met the person on site. And before you know it, we gave him a job. The phase 1 of the job is like 150,000 or so, if I'm not mistaken. Then they still need to clear some more. And all he just need to do is to supervise that and get Aboki to do the clearing. So you can, another example is all these people that are doing even mechanical clearing. You know, there was few months back, we engaged somebody to do clearing for us. Me, in my head, I thought the person I was talking to is actually the person that drives the bulldozer. Until later, I got to know that he's just a supplier. He will have to go and rent that bulldozer. He will go and also rent and pay the driver. And before that time, he was even busy. He was in another site. In fact, the bulldozer couldn't get to site. You know, the caterpillar rather couldn't get to the site. It took almost about 24 hours. He had to go and rent another one because that other one was busy. So everyday clearing is going on. So there's just a lot. At top of my head are those things that I've, you know, The paint. Paint is another very vivid, whatever. All you just need to go is to go and find a good place. Especially some of these second-tier paint company will give you more good discount because they are trying to penetrate the market and enter. Just make sure that their painting is good and you can give clients guarantee. People are ready to experiment. And once it's good, they keep using you. The good thing is that you can actually, honestly, you can actually do all of these things without being a painter, without being, I know somebody, this is a true life story. One of my acquaintance said, she actually went to I can even mention Brains and Armor sites, to go and prospect. She just finished an interior deco training and she started interior design company and things were slow. And he just went to that site then to see the site manager. And when she got there, she realized somebody left the POP undone. Somebody left the POP undone and the guy was lamenting and all of that. And the guy just turned, the site manager, can you actually do POP? And she said yes. And that was it. And the next thing is that she was able to get 1 or 2 persons so they finished that POP. She made some little money, she didn't make good money because this client was coming to site, the owner of that off plan, was coming to site in about 3-4 days. And she was able to do it. You can't believe that immediately she did that. They gave her about 6 units, full duplexes, 6 units. I know that from that second transaction, the total size of that transaction went into about 5 or 6 million. I can't remember. And she made cool cash. So you can actually coordinate somebody that can do the POP. What else? Railings, glass, even finishing. So in terms of finishing, you can supply shower, you can supply closet, you can supply all of that. Trust me, if this is the only thing we speak about tonight, it was worth it. But a lot of you will still not do it because you might be lazy. But trust me, if you're already going to sites, going to go and show client the house and everything, you can as well talk to the foreman or the site supervisor. What's the worst case? They will tell you that, okay, they already have vendor. And trust me, anybody is ready to throw away a supplier today if they get better rates. So you can ask the site supervisor, where are you having most problem? And sound. The sound, sharp sand, gravel. Trust me, there's just a whole lot of material that goes into building that if you focus on 1 or 2, trust me, you will need to sell that singlet that you're posting online, or that a lot of people will be selling all these home appliances they got from Alibaba. How many units do you want to sell to break even? Then you send goods out. Customer will stress you out. Dispatch rider made from hell to also do their own thing. So you need to look at supply service, elements to be able to, make extra income within the sector. Okay. And the third point will be for you. Again, I've said it before, but I want to deep dive into what I meant. To be a wealth investment advisor. And this one is a bit, kind of tricky. Now, for some of you, you are so articulate with planning, financial planning, and all of that. You can start advising your clients on other ways of how to optimize their real estate and non-real estate investment sales. So case in point, you can actually subscribe to the selling to a stockbroking company. You can be a freelance agent. You can be a freelance agent to insurance company and be selling insurance investment products. That is kind of related because anybody buying real estate, more often than not, apart from staying there, they are buying it from investment purposes. So, and most of these people that are rich, they like diversifying their portfolio. So you can actually be selling, so you are more like a wealth advisor. So the wealth element of it can be free, but you can actually sell life insurance, or they call it life assurance packages, or this package like this investment that they can do for like seven years, and they can now begin to cash out for the rest of their life. So you can actually use your free time or the time where you are waiting for your sales, your real estate sales to materialize, to really vend, real insurance services or stock broken services. Okay, you can, for example, there are REITs, so you can advise, you can study the REITs, or even there are some other stock, there's some other business. You can actually, of course, what you now call it is alternative investment. So you are offering real estate alternative investment services, which means, sir, I recognize, do real estate. In fact, it should form 60% of your service. But there are other services that you can, there are other products or other investment that you can, just to make your portfolio to be diverse, okay? And you edge and protect yourself from issues in the market. So you can actually mutual fund, you can vend mutual fund, because it's a form of investment, as real estate is a form of investment. You can vend mutual fund, you can vend life insurance, you can vend stock. Maybe you can work for a stockbroking firm. Look for, again, the question is, that's only for people that are technically savvy. So, for example, if your background is economics or you are savvy in economic stuff, you can predict the market and all of that. You can look at that and sell that as a service, as a form of real estate. In fact, it makes sense. Trust me, most real estate guys or anybody doing business, diversification of portfolio is important. Look at Otedola. Otedola does essentially oil and gas. Otedola is primarily an oil and gas person. All through his life, at some point, he was controlling 90-something% of the diesel market in Nigeria. Okay? But in it, he bought several units of real estate investment. That was what he sold that rescued him when he entered problem in the oil and gas sector. Apart from that, of course, he invests in of course, the latest thing he did with Transcorp. Ilumelu was almost losing Transcorp. He put in 5 billion to rake up about 5-point-something% of Transcorp shares. And in about 2 weeks, he had to just pull it off. I think they reached a reasonable compromise. But he sold his shares at 30 billion. So within 2 weeks period, he made 25 billion. He did the same thing with First Bank. That's why everybody is watching their steps now. Access Bank now, about Wigwe, recently has gone to buy up a whole lot of their shares that is in the secondary market. Before you see an Otedola step in one day and they already have the majority stake. A lot of them have other things. Cosmo Medica has a lot of investment in real estate. At some point, one of the banks, he holds one of the largest shares in about 2 banks. That was also what he was able to sell when he stood in for somebody and the person owed about 200 billion. He had to sell most of his shares because of integrity to bail himself out of that loan that he didn't know anything about. So that also shows you critically that most of these people beyond their primary line of businesses try to diversify. So you can be their portfolio manager. Once you are intelligent, once they can see reason in what you're saying, people will actually help you. Because another thing you can do is see that, sir, you are making this income from this real estate asset, maybe through short let or through rental. Why don't you let us take this money and do life insurance, or take this money and help you buy mutual fund? You'll be earning about 15% year on year on this and all of that. I remember in 2015, that was what I used to do when I do real estate. There was a time a friend had money. Rather than just put the money directly into real estate, what I told him is that let's leverage on the instrumental payments that the real estate company affords us, which then they allow 30 months installment, which is about 2.5 years. Okay. So I told him, rather than put this 9 million in, what do we need to do? There's a loan company that can give you 5% every month on that money. Okay. And we put it in there. So each time he collects the 5%, he puts it inside that part payments. Okay. And it was going on steady and steady like that. So his 9 million is still intact, generating money for him. That he even had about 7 million with him there. 7 million was generating at 5% or thereabout. Yeah, he was now using it to pay his monthly installment. Okay. And at the end of that 30 months, obviously, we'll still have his 7 million and all of that. Of course, like I said, the caveat there is that if you don't have energy for figures and number and all of that, it might not be a good place for you to look at. Okay? So I've said it, and to recap, number one, there are low-hanging fruits. You know, you can be a short-let manager or a short-let agent. That one is easy, right? You make an average of 10K per every one day that you get somebody in a place, you know, and imagine you do that, you will now look at it. If you can imagine, you can get 30 days. It might not be, of course. And the good thing is that you can plug into several platforms. You are not the owner of the inventory. You are not the one even doing it. Just for you, it's just for you to post. And over time, I used to have a lot of real estate. I used to have a lot of requests on shortlet at some point. Of course, people don't come to me again because, of course, they know I don't do shortlet. My brokerage side of things, I only sell house. In fact, you can't see me also rent property, which is another way that people can make money. Don't be selling only Bejuland and all of that. In your area, people need houses, people need all of that. You can be the go-to person. Trust me, good money comes from people securing rent for people. Good money comes from it. An average, if you rent out maybe a house, 2 million, 10% of that is 200K. Let's even say you are not the only agent. Let's say there's a primary local agent involved. You guys can profit share, revenue share rather. So you get 100, the other person gets 100. And all you just need to do is to be parties to all those local agents around the area. And it's not only limited. You can even get a request and go online. What we're saying is that be the go-to person when it comes to real estate. And over time, you'll be able to balance out some of these, you know, gaps that you experience. Because even the best of us will always experience gaps, you know, within the sector. Okay. And sorry, I was looking at something. You get what I'm trying to say? So you need to look at all of that. So at this point, I'll open it up for questions. If you have questions, you can ask me. If you have questions, you can ask me. Let me just also, while I'm waiting for questions, to give you another bonus. You can actually be agents to hotels too. So most people don't know that. You can actually be agent to hotel. It's also a good, viable way of making money. You can actually sell corporate hotel bookings. Some of you have friends, you have admin managers in some of these corporate organizations that they are always in need of hotel. Hotel is a type of real estate. It's called hospitality real estate. It's a major part of real estate. What do you sell in hotel? You sell accommodation now, just like house, only that you sell it at a daily rate, right? It's called short stay accommodation, just like shortlets. So if you can sell shortlets, why can't you sell hotel accommodation? And you'll be amazed. Even as individual, some of you, your friends who are coming in, you have people in diaspora that would need that. You can actually be agent to some hotel, be the big ones, the small one. You can join their referral program. And once you refer people, they pay you a percentage. Remember that hotels too, they have marketing staff, they have sales staff, because hotels need to fill up. They need to fill up their rooms. So the hotel would always be happy if their vacancy rates can be 0 or near 0. Do you get what I mean? So you can actually also do that, and be an agent to hotels. So guys, those are the things that I feel that you should focus your attention on. Yeah, there's another one. I can see a lot of people doing that in this sector. You can actually be involved in what we call real estate marketing or media solution. And it comes in different forms. So if, for example, you have had success with Facebook ads, you can actually be running Facebook ad for your fellow realtors or for even real estate development company. If you know how to do good video, side video, like there's one person in our group that has been running there are some skill set that you've excelled in. This guy teach people how to use Canva. I even know one of my staff that used to work in my agency. He calls himself the Canva Lord. And all he did while he was working for us, he was good in content marketing and co. But because he was limited in designing and co, he started learning Canva. And in no time, he became a guru in Canva. And he decided to specialize in it, and he calls himself Canva Lord. A lot of you can actually specialize in teaching people how to edit. You can do courses, small courses on how to edit. I was surprised. Somebody in this realtor group, actually, some of them attended. One of them also, through his other friend, did what they call personal branding. These are some of those things that you learn when it comes to our boot camp, or you are learning for free now. Me, I'm still amazed that people can actually pay for it. So at times I'm even thinking, maybe I should actually be charging for this. The reason why we're not charging for this is because it's a company that is sponsoring it. I was an individual, because I train and I make money. On Wednesday, I still train a fintech company. On some of those things I come to share with you and you don't pay. Do you get what I mean? I can afford to do that because I don't need to make money from that. But some of you, you know how to do Facebook ad. Some of you know how to do LinkedIn ad. You can actually, while you're waiting for those big sales, you can do what we call real estate marketing and media solution. You can actually, if you know how to use drone, you can publicize that and say for all your real estate, your site, video and content, you can help people do it. You can teach people how to do it. The one that is easiest, that you don't have to leave your home self, is just to organize. Even if you get 10 people paying 10K, that's 100K. So if you do that in a month, you know how much you're going to make. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And you can, some of these things you can self-learn. Some people are good with self-learning, but some people will need somebody to hold their hand, to hold them to be able to do these things. So you can offer that class. After maybe an initial 3 days that you have taught them the practical, you can say for the next 1 month, I'm going to hold you. If you have any issue, you can call me. We'll walk through it together. And trust me, 5K, 10K, I was surprised. I'm telling you. I'm very sure, obviously, whatever they taught them in personal branding class, it can be better than what we've taught them before. And they've been on the group. They've come physically to our training. But it's so amazing that people are still willing to pay for it. And the feedback I got, the person said it was value for money. And that's good. And these guys are realtors, okay? They are realtors. And at times, it's just learning of one app. They're video editing app. You just need to learn one that is very good and you can use. Then that's what you do. Even for you can do it for website design. You'll be amazed. Even if you get one website design. And what I'm even saying now is even not even the implementation side, because you can be distracted by that. You cannot, it won't cost you anything to organize a training, teaching people how to use WordPress to do their basic website. A lot of people want to do that, okay? Or you chat them, you can find other realtor. You don't have a website. You don't have to charge them what a big agency will charge them. You can say, okay, I'll charge you 50K. No matter the hosting, if you go to Namecheap, the hosting is very cheap. So if you're actually good, you are just paying maybe $10 or something for annual hosting or Namecheap or something, right? And you can do it and you can make the 40K. If you do that 4 times, that's like 200K in a month. Your cost can never be cannot be more than 50K. You pocket 150K. That's if you do it. If you train, you can say, how can I train 10 people? And some of you've succeeded maybe in land sales. You can say, how I make land sales in Kiriko, and you charge. So training is a good aspect. One of the other ways, side also, within the sector, without necessarily leaving the sector. So guys, I hope I've been able to convince you and not convince you that there are a lot of sector or ancillary services within the real estate sector that you can actually stay and make a lot of money so that you don't distract yourself, especially when sales are slow or things are not panning the way you expect. There are other ways, trust me, guys, that you can make money, at the most basic level. Any other thing I'll share with you might be a bit advanced and might be beyond the scope of this, but I'm talking to you as a realtor. Look at shortlet, look at local agency, local rentals. In fact, you'll be amazed you can sell house even within your locality, right? But you can focus on rent, make it simple. Rent, shortlet. If you can, over time, if you can be a shortlet facility manager, you make more margin than if you are just a sales agent to a shortlet company. Of course, that is not without its own stress, because now you have to manage people messing up the shortlet apartment and co. As an agent, all you just need to do is to bring people, you collect your money. The edict is on the facility manager. But now if you double on both, where you make more money, or more money will mean more trouble, okay? So that's that about that. Then, of course, the core of time was spent on explaining to you how you can plug into the supply service segment of the sector. A lot of people are making millions, billions of naira supplying real estate products, things that people used to build, and all of that, from supplying of blocks to supply of caterpillar, supply of sand, gravel, supply of blocks, interlocking, doors, wood that they need, bamboo. You'll be amazed what you can make there. Then we went into alternative. The third point was alternative investment solution, like insurance, like maybe I spoke about life insurance or any form of insurance for that matter. I spoke about mutual fund, which are for the savvy. So in that instance, you can reposition yourself as a wealth advisor, but that primarily believes in real estate, but also believe in complementing real estate investment with other form of investment to achieve spread and diversification. That's how you position yourself in that. Then, of course, we will later spoke about real estate media and marketing solution. Either you are training or you are also deploying, you are implementing on behalf of the client. And some of those clients can actually be your fellow realtor that are trying to learn one or two things, or so all your knowledge, drone knowledge, maybe you are good with closing, you are good with prospecting, you can do a small, people need solution in that area, video editing, using of Canva, and all of that, managing social media, and all of that. Okay, guys. So I think that's about that. Went well. So you guys, please follow us across all social media platforms. Follow me on the Olanrewaju on all social media platforms. Follow Upper Light Group on all social media platforms. And guys, I need to tell you, every day people are registering for the bootcamp. We are organizing the most robust bootcamp in the whole for realtor in Nigeria. Trust me when I say it's the most robust. We have 8 modules. We have 48 topics. It's going to last for 2 weeks. And it's from 9 to 3 p.m. If you don't have energy, don't even bother to register. Again, of course, if you don't do 80% of the classes, you are not going to graduate. And we have gotten a lot of people, even from within and outside the sector. A lot of my friends that are very busy, I've had to beg them, cajole them. There's one person that told me, because she's doing an MBA in UK, she told me if not because I'm the one, she's not going to come. She's the head of operations in Wazobia TV. She's good with sales and marketing. She's a conference speaker. She has spoken in Sales Ruby, events, revenue summit here. She's very fast. She was my colleague, and I'm bringing all of these guys. A lot of you are in the group or you are not registering, but we have a lot of registration. Very soon we are going to close the registration by 31st. And now we'll now start the process of recruiting. I say recruiting because you have to come for interview, because we're only picking 20 people on scholarship. The program is actually worth 500,000, even more than that. Okay. But for this first cohort, we're doing scholarship, and we need only serious-minded people. The place can only accommodate 20 people, and we're not doing anything online. It is offline. So it will make sense for you to go to academy.upperlightgroup.com now to go and register. Okay. But of course, we're going to do the screening, and as many people as will be qualified to come for the boot camp. There's going to be matric and there's going to be graduation. So it's not a small deal at all. We have 10 speakers for those 12 days, teaching you on real estate, from the business of real estate. You understand the industry. A lot of you don't understand the real estate sector globally, on the Africa level, on West Africa scale, Nigeria. We're now going to spotlight on Lagos and Abuja market. It's a full module. That alone, understanding the real estate market, is a all day, 5-hour module. That's what the academy manager has been working. I think she just finished her first module now after 3 weeks. And our second module is almost ready. Of course, other people are preparing their module. You are going to see crazy slides. Most of these slides will be about 100 slides. Whatever we're doing Upper Light now has to be top notch. And we're also working on something very new, even to the group. So a lot of you that are on this call, please make sure you stay glued to our Realtors network. We're overhauling a whole lot of things. And by the time we begin to unpack it, you will see. The first is this academy, the Upper Light Academy, but more specifically, the Realtors Bootcamp. Registration will close on the 31st. We'll do screening for another 15 days. The class will hold from 19th of June to 31st of June. And it's back to back. In fact, there's Saturday in it. Minimum of 5 hours every day. So if you are working, you might have to plan to get leave for those 2 weeks. But what we're looking for are 20 solid, vibrant people that are ready to work. A lot of all this combined experience of over 100 years. Combined experience. And all of these people have worked in big establishments. So we took time to some of our internal realtors, some of our internal staff, but we have about 4 or 5 people that are external staff. 2 CEOs are joining us, 3 rather. You know, so it's not a play thing, right? So I will encourage you immediately. I drop this call for you to go to academy.upperlightgroup.com. We've been doing that every day, sending the link. Yeah, we have a lot of people that have registered, but you don't want to miss this. So I will advise you guys to go there now and register so that at least when we are looking at people that needs to join, we can pre-qualify it. So guys, we'll see you next week, Sunday. I think it's the head of sales that is going to take next week, Sunday, and she wants to share something important. This is a lady that sold hundreds of millions in sales. So if you like, don't join. If you like, join next week, Saturday. Okay? We're doing all of these things for free, but we're bringing wealth of experience. Like you know, you guys would have gained a lot of insights these nights. So I wish you all the best. Have a very productive week this week, but don't forget all those things that we spoke about. So I've seen all of you guys, you know, okay, somebody is saying that you are registered, no acknowledgement. Don't worry, the team is going to get back to you at the right time, okay? Just stay tuned and keep calm. We'll get back to you. But we want people to register first, then from there, you get it sorted. So guys, take care and enjoy the rest of the week. If you have any question, you can quickly ask. Otherwise, you can always chat me up or chat us on the group. I need to enter into another meeting. I'll see you next week, Saturday. In the meantime, go and register academy.upperlightgroup.com. That's where the bootcamp registration link is. Take care, guys. Good night. Bye-bye.